Good morning and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. This is episode 16 of Dephemerember, and today's prompt is wood and packaging. Wood and packaging. So I was gathering materials and thinking about what did I want to do. And honestly, I didn't feel like doing Christmas with this prompt. And the reason is that I have little wooden things that were Christmassy, but I just was like, meh, let's step away from Christmas for a day. So here we are. And so wood and packaging. So here's wood. This is a little key cutout that's wooden. Okay, and you know, I had this Stampendous embossing powder in the pink, and this is the teal one. So this is the teal color that I did. So I love how it came out. I just gently pushed this on my VersaFine, sprinkled it, heated it, and it melted beautifully. Okay, so there's that. And my packaging, I have two. I have a piece of corrugated cardboard here that I have taken some gesso and just gone over the ridges with the gesso. And then I've also smooshed my prize ribbon distress oxide and got it wet and just dabbed it in there and dried it. Okay. I also have a piece of a box that I'm using. So what I'm doing is just kind of making a topper. I have this really, really pretty blue fabric that I want to use for a project. And so it's kind of almost an upholstery fabric. Anyway, I want to use this for a project. So I have this. I'll set that aside because I'm not gluing anything to anything as far as that fabric goes yet. And so what I did is I just kind of gathered some supplies here. And I have a mess because I did some pre-work before I started recording. So this is some blue paper that I have dyed with oh my goodness, RIT fabric dye. That's what it was, RIT fabric dye. So what I'm wanting to do here is I have kind of torn this as best I could. It's a little hard to tear, but I didn't want totally straight edges. So I'm just gonna go around this with my ground espresso distress ink and just try to get these edges. I may have to go get my ink dauber to get in these little ridges, because I don't want to hurt my ink pad by trying to squish it in there. So I'm just gonna go around this. And then I've also taken my scissors and just very gently gone around and roughed the edges of my paper. I really want this to have like a distressed, worn, vintagey feel. And so I'm just going around. There are tools for this, and I actually think I have one somewhere. But anyway, so I just distressed the edges of that a little bit. So what I'm doing is I really want this edge to kind of have a burnt effect. So I'm gonna work on this and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I've inked around pretty much everything and kind of have my mat figured out here. Kind of, we'll see. What I'm thinking is that I want to, by the way, when you rough the edges of stuff, it makes an enormous mess. So just be aware of that. And then when you ink it, there's still gonna be more that comes off the paper. So just know that it's gonna be messy. So if you've got anything you don't want ink on laying on your work surface, move it, because you know it gets those little inky fuzzies and then you go to move it and anyway, it makes a mess. Okay, so having said that, let's see what we're gonna do with this. Hang on. Okay, so I've stitched around her and got her matted to the blue. Now what I'm gonna do is mount her to the brown, and I think I want this rougher edge out here. Yeah, I do. So, okay, so I hope everybody's doing well. So this is number 16. So boy, we're getting really close. Hubby drew the next prompt for me, so I know what prompt that is. And don't worry, we're going back to Christmas. I just wanted a break from Christmas, and this is the first I've really played with this blue paper that I dyed. And So I really wanted to do something with it, and I had this lady, and I just thought it was really pretty and coming together. And anyway, so I just wanted to play. I mean, who needs to make excuses for wanting to play, right? So hopefully this will come together like I have envisioned. But guess what? If it doesn't, what do I say? It's just paper. So there's that. Now with this, what I'm thinking of doing. Oh, what'd I do with that? I forgot it. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is just some black floral wire here. So what I'm thinking is I've got my seed beads here. Ooh, avalanche. It's a good avalanche. I cleaned. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. I cleaned and cleaned and cleaned the other day after I did the wings and label prompt, the last prompt. Boy, did I clean. I could not handle my table anymore. It was just too much for my brain. So I cleaned a lot. My husband's like, you've been in here all day long. I said, I know, but I can't handle it anymore. Don't cut your wire with your scissors like I just did, but my beading pliers are downstairs. I was using them yesterday. Anyway, yeah, so I was just like, what a mess. All right, so I just want to add some colored beads to this just for a little bit of texture on the front. And I've got a black one, and let's do blue and iridescent. We'll see. I may not, oops, like these. See if my fingers will cooperate. Let's see. I definitely like the black and blue. The iridescent's not going to show up. So let's take that off. And let's see, do we like, I do like the blacks and blues, because I have this little guy that I'm going to wire on here as well. So I look outside. I just went downstairs to get these beads because, like I said, they were downstairs. And I look outside, just thrown in the middle of the sidewalk is an Amazon package. I have no idea what it is. And the way it's addressed, I'm talking, I got to keep track of my colors here. The way that it's addressed, I don't know what it is or who it's from. So we have to ask family, like, did you guys send us something? And, but just thrown out in the rain, like they didn't even bring it up and set it on the stoop. I mean, I realize it's the holidays and the drivers are busy, but come on. That's a little crazy. So I hope this works. This may not be sturdy enough, but we're going to make it work. And I don't need like a lot of beads on it, but I definitely want some beads on it. And we'll go both directions with them. So anyway, so I don't know what that package is. I have to wait until proper time in other time zones to send a family group text to say, hey, did somebody send us something, so we know whether or not we can open it. Yeah. So I don't know if this is going to work. This is just an experiment, but I'll leave it in even if I don't think it works. So then you guys can give me your feedback and say yay or nay, you did or did not like it. And see what happens here. I feel like it needs something shiny, but I don't really have shiny seed beads, so we're just going to go with this. All right, so I've got that wrapped like that 3 times around. I think is good there. And then what I'll do is I'm going to just leave that long wire in the back there. Okay. And then that's going to go. Maybe I'll leave it. Let's twist it. Let's see. If you guys bead, tell me what I'm doing wrong. Let me, or what I, not know what I can do, what I'm doing wrong, but how I can improve. How's that? That's a better way to word it. Okay, so that's going to be like that. And then I have this little bird thing. Maybe I won't use that. Okay, so let's get this glued down. So I used a lot of glue. And what this back piece is actually the book cloth from a book, an old book I've gutted. And I love the texture of it. Like, look at that, it's so cool. I keep those because I think they're fun to play with. All right, so I want to get that glued down. And this is gonna have to be another piece that I just allow to set so it can dry really well before I do anything with it. And I'll stamp the date on this somewhere, but I'm not going to put the wood and packaging label on it. What I may do is just, maybe I'll print a photograph or something and do that and just put it in my Nutcracker journal, like so I know that, hey, that's the prompt I did for this. But for this specific thing, I don't want that on there. I don't think that would look very nice. Oh, and I meant to put this on here somewhere. Too late now. I would have put it under there when I sewed it. Oops. All right, and I have that key, that's our wooden element, right? So I think that key I'm gonna put across here. And I have a little bit of fabric that I dyed also that I'm thinking maybe we'll put something here. No, I don't know. Oh, or just that across the bottom. I love how this dyed. This is a dress that I cut apart. It had like this overlay and it was really pretty. It was like a cream color. And so I just cut a chunk of it and dyed it blue. So I would have some, well, I was just playing with the dye, to be honest. And put the lid on that. And yeah. Oh, that's kind of nice. Maybe just like a few of those at the bottom here. You look, sometimes if I look in, it doesn't have enough contrast, does it? Maybe it does. I'm trying to look in the screen here and see. Or we just do a little bit of this down here. And put that across there. Tuck it up under there. I don't know. Let's see. You just got to play with it, you know, until it feels like that's what you want to do. Excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat this morning. I have a hard time with this knowing which way is the right way. But I like the design on that, so even if it's upside down or the wrong way, I like it. No. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so we have this, and I'm thinking maybe we'll do a little bit of a tie through there, maybe. I don't know if this will fit. Nope. Okay, I'll figure it out. Hang on. Okay, so I'm struggling with this piece. And the reason I'm struggling with this piece is because the wooden element is driving me crazy, okay? Just driving me crazy. I don't know. I have gotten out trims, flowers, unembellished flowers, muslin, different wooden elements, okay? Just trying to find something that, oh, well, we could do something with that too. Anyway, trying to find something that's gonna fit on here, and I'm just really having a hard time with it. I thought, well, I could leave it just plain wood. I embossed this one with this really cool metallic blue, but the metallic blue was a little bit bold. And I'm still undecided, which means that I may not finish this piece because I don't want to glue it down unless I love it. That is like super important to me. But one thing I did decide to do is I found this is I'm pretty sure it's an Artie Mays piece that I have done, I don't know, I either embossed it or put glossy accents. I'm not sure. So what I'm gonna do is put it down here. Let's move my nearly empty coffee cup here and find my book binding awl, so we can poke holes, because what I want to do is put brads through that. I want to put brads through that. So that decision I've made, because I think that that'll look cool, because she looks timeless. Doesn't she look timeless? And we're going to put holes in here. So what I want to do is just, I think I'm going to want it about here. Okay. Try to kind of center it. And so then I'm going to just go like right here and put a hole. Try not to stab myself. That's a lot of layers to get through. Yep, I felt that in my finger. So be careful if you're doing this, okay? No holes in our fingers today. And then, so there's that one. Oops, and I moved it. And line those back up there. And hold that where I want it. And then I'm gonna go in that little doodad and poke another hole. Okay, so then I'm gonna come in here and see what color brads I have. And I don't want anything like real blingy. I just want, yeah, like that color maybe. I don't want gold. Gold's gonna be too bright. Oh, it helps if we put the cheesecloth back on, right? Okay. So let's just do a little bit of glue and stick that cheesecloth on there. And I will add, obviously, I'm going to add Fabri-Tac to this, but I want to at least get it started where we want it. So I like the cheesecloth on there. It's just going to give it a little more texture at the bottom. So I want to poke that through there. Yep, I like it. And then poke this one through this side. Yep. Oh, wrong color. Wrong color. That's not the right color either. Well, that was harder than it needed to be finding two that matched, let me tell you. Silly. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna put a little bit of Fabri-Tac on the back of this. I just want to make sure that are not Fabri-Tac. This is 3-in-1. I used the wrong term. I interchange the terms, and I shouldn't do that because they are different products. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is. I mean, Fabri-Tac is supposed to be used on fabric, but I just use the 3-in-1, and I don't have any issues with it holding my fabrics down, so I think it's really just a matter of what you're more comfortable with. And then we're gonna put these through these holes. Hopefully I'm not making a mess here. There's one. Okay, and then unglue my finger here. Okay, and then 2. All right, and that needs pulled out of there. What'd I do? I glued it funky, but it's okay. It's just for, it's a tactile thing there, so we'll just get it in there. And we can always add more to this later when we are, when I'm actually using this for the project I want to use it for. I will tell you, be very careful doing this. I have had these brads go up under my fingernail, and I will just tell you that that is quite painful. And I may or may not have said a few choice words when I did it. So just be careful with those. They can really hurt. Okay, so there's our topper. Well, kind of. We still need our wooden piece, which I still don't know what I want to do with this. So I guess that leaves it as an incomplete prompt, which is not really ideal. But I'm not loving the key. I don't love the key. And I'm just not sure about that flower. I'm just not sure about it. I even looked at my wooden buttons too, and I was like, I just don't know. So I think maybe I'll put that there. It is a little bit of shine, but I don't know if it's too heavy. Okay, I'm not gonna glue it. I'm gonna let you guys give me your opinion. So, and then what we decide to do, I'll show in a subsequent video, so that way we know how it ended up. How's that? That way I can stop fussing with it. We can end this video and we can move on to the next prompt. Okay, thanks for joining me. Have a great day. So let me know. Key, blue flower, brown flower, no flower, a little bit of that up there. What do we want? Help me. Give me ideas, guys. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, she's done. After consulting and getting some help, this is what I went with. So I went with a different rose or a different wooden piece. So we have our packaging, and she's all finished for an upcoming project. So just wanted to pop back in and show you the finished product since I was able to get it done same day. And talk to you guys later. Bye.